Всем привет, с вами Мёндер Плей, мы продолжаем играть в Fallout 4, это уже 7-я часть. Я не знаю, когда точно финал будет. Ну, понятно, нам нужно загрузить вирус, вот. Так, мы просто... Ой, я застрял. Что это за отец? Видали, тут какая крутая графика. Тут теперь можно двигать. А то тут задний вид был. И, типа мы своего лица не увидим. Только в режиме вас можно тут сделать.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason.
Sean?
You are here.
Yes, I'm Sean.
Son.
Sean. Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean.
Стоп, он и есть
I
Шон?
am
Я так и думал, ребят.
your son.
It's really you.
Оказывается, этот отец и есть Шон.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production, but it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Sean. It's really you.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
I don't want to hear any more right now.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Yes, that's what I want.
Я не волнуйтесь, я кое-что задумал. Я не
I
буду
know you've been through so much.
за институт проходить.
I'm pleased to
Мне
see
нужно
it
как-то
has
ведь
not
убраться отсюда.
impaired your judgment. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us. There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself, a chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
I'll do whatever it takes. It's worth it.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience. And finally, Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them. And then we'll discuss what comes next.
Ну что же, нам надо идти. Там, по-моему, в эту дверь надо открыть, да? Не-не-не, иначе, если мы хоть одного убьем, то все, мы миссию провалим. А я пока что с этим поговорю.
Doctor.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm not on board with anything.
No? And yet here you are, poking around. One might find that suspicious. If you're not planning on staying, I'd recommend keeping your hands to yourself. Wouldn't want to give the impression...
я все равно что-то замышляю.
Consider having another talk with Sean. He really is anxious to have you with us. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
Мы уже... Там немножко еще с тремя уже поздоровался.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks you can hide in his office.
Бюро робоконтроля.
Are you seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some
We're
heads
all
together?
looking forward
Glad
to
you
what
made
now?
it. They're dragging their feet on the targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some
Да-да-да, я
courses with me.
кое-что замышляю.
Send a message.
Hey, Doc.
Please don't.
So,
There's enough friction
you
as it
are.
is between us
Ayo,
and pretty much all
acting
the other
director of the Synth
departments.
Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
I guess we'll find out.
Indeed. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
I'm sure it's best for everyone if the synths remain here.
Certainly. We can't allow sophisticated Institute technology to fall into the wrong hands. The results could be disastrous. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation
Не надо.
But once we then begin the... In those cases where the...
Sure.
All too often...
Dr. Orman's lecture on cold fusion was nothing short of a revelation.
Он прям по списку сейчас будем всех проходить. Там Лейли, Джастин. Там еще... Ай, остался и доктор Ли, наконец-то. Который еще даже был в Fallout 3. Она была, точнее, в третьем Fallout. Потом покинула. Столичная пустошь, уехав в Содружество. Но доктора Зиммера мы тут вряд ли встретим, потому что, может, из-за того, что там одинокий странник из UB-601 сообщил об этом, что типа хотел возвратил доктора Зиммера, пострелял.
Excuse me,
I wonder
Doctor.
how the Warwick
Welcome.
family is doing.
So good to have you here.
Young Wally must
Dr.
be close
Clayton
to 10 years
Holder,
old by now.
head of the
It's
bioscience.
remarkable that any
I
child
can't
can
wait for you to
survive
see
for
the
so
work
long,
we're doing.
don't you think?
It's truly amazing.
I'm sure it's fascinating, but that's not why I'm here.
Of course, I completely understand. Before you go, at least let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. I promise I'll keep it short. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of studies such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Yeah.
Sounds like a waste of time to me. You should create something more useful.
It's just my opinion, of course, but I don't believe that every discovery needs to be useful. Sometimes we innovate for no other reason than to learn what's possible. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I doubt it. I just don't think I'd fit in.
It's a big decision, I know. But it's also a rare and important opportunity. No need to rush to judgment. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Take care, then.
Is it true food supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one.
А, это я тут не туда нажал.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she
О, кстати,
even
доктор Ли еще до сих пор не изменилась.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee.
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Вы так еще... она так еще, кстати, в Rivet City говорила. Типа, тут нельзя есть.
I wasn't aware that I needed authorization.
Father may have given you the keys to the castle, but this is still my laboratory. If you plan to stay down here with us, you need to learn how things work.
Fine.
Стой!
You're obviously here for a reason, and you've already spoiled my experiment, so you might as well spit it out.
I've been sent by the Brotherhood of Steel to find you.
You don't beat around the bush, I'll give you that. I knew it was just a matter of time before your people would track me down. I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to send someone like you to kill me.
No, I just want to talk.
Fine. Since I might not agree with everything. Say what you came here to say.
The Brotherhood needs your help, Doctor.
Needs my help. Why? They seemed to have everything under control when I left.
The Brotherhood is having problems, and we need your help.
I don't see how that's my problem. Tell me something. Why would I possibly want to come crawling back to the Brotherhood? What reason would I have to throw away everything I've accomplished here?
I was just told to get you to come back.
The Brotherhood wants me back, and the best they can do is send a robot that does nothing but follow orders? Sorry, but you're going to have to do a lot better than that.
Father trusts me, and so should you.
You're wasting your breath. I'm a scientist, not a soldier. The Brotherhood desired my creations in order to destroy, to take control. I'm not interested in returning to that way of life.
I wish there was something I could say that would convince you.
You're wasting your breath. I'm a scientist. The Brotherhood desired my creation. I'm not interested.
I give up. What would it take to convince you?
All right, I'll play your game. I had a colleague down here, a Dr. Virgil. Several months ago, there was an accident in his lab, and he was killed. I wanted to help with the investigation, but Father had the laboratory sealed, saying that it was contaminated. The incident never sat right with me. The more I asked about it, the more I felt like Father was deflecting my questions. If you bring me solid information on what killed him, I'll take it as a favor from the Brotherhood and consider
Что-то тупая
your
сделка.
offer. Do we have a deal?
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's lab is in the
Если
biosciences
так скажете, там
division.
левую стрелочку
I
нажать,
can
то
give
она
you a
не
code
поверит
that
все
will get
равно.
you into the section, but the
Ей
lab
же нужны
itself has been
доказательства.
sealed, so you'll have to breach it on your own. I'd tell you to be quiet about it, but your Brotherhood and discretion isn't exactly your strong suit. And finally, if you get caught, we never had this conversation. Now, for the sake of keeping up appearances, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement.
Это в кавычках.
In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Speaking of, I trust our discussion will remain between the two of us. Now, I need to get back to work, and I'm sure you have other things to do.
Здорово.
Scanning. Unknown identity.
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
You know I can't tell child sin. It's just remarkable.
Значит, правильно, понятно. Нам туда нужно проехать. О, быстро как-то загрузка идет. Да, блин, как тут взломать-то? А, вот все. Найс. Это очень хорошо. Вот тут есть переводчики. В субтитрах. Так, осторожно. Придется вот так вот что-то взломать. И что это такое будет? Вот техническая документация, давай-ка ее потом дадим этому товарищу. Осторожно.
Scanner's clear.
А, тут диктор был, понятно. Можем убрать оружие.
Ambush. Ambush. Defensive.
Б. Так.
Out of bobby pins. Don't have any bobby
Алло.
pins. No bobby pins.
А если вот это попробовать открыть? Что там? Что за детская комната? А я думал, что если заденешь вот это, то тогда турель меня заметит. Так было бы проще сделать. Да-да-да, быстрее, взламываем.
Got it.
А! Раз ты это вот вырубаешь все. Но экспериментальную сыворотку я не буду брать. Так, включаем лазерную сеть. О, гориллы. Это не настоящая, но гориллы синты. Это не настоящие.
Synth unit, you were scheduled for maintenance duty in SRB last night. Anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my duties, as usual.
Dr. Ayo saw you processing equipment.
Doctor.
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
I'm afraid it's bad news.
Since when do you know what I consider bad news? Just let me hear it.
Будет спит, если вы не умеете нормально читать по-английски, то все.
Lied to me. They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
10 лет это мало.
At least the Brotherhood never lied to you.
I'm such a fool. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. From the whole world. I just wanted to do my research in peace. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology that I only dreamed existed. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better mankind. Maybe in their own twisted way they still do. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless. If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? Or what their plans are for my work. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. I can't take any chances being seen with you. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee.
Хорошо, сейчас телепорнемся. Доложимся пока что старейшине Мэксону. О, пип-бой.
Our vertibird should give us the...
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us. How cooperative do you think she'll be?
I've convinced her that the Institute is the enemy, not the Brotherhood.
Well done, Knight. As soon as Dr. Lee arrives, we'll interrogate her aboard the Pridwood. She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade, and we can't afford to take any chances. Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor Ingram is eagerly awaiting. I want you to bring it to her immediately. Once again, Knight, you don't fail to impress. Dismissed.
Dumb and ugly had a child, it'd be a super mutant.
Что я не могу пройти? Тут нельзя пролезть. Понятно.
So, you're the new knight I heard about. Glad to have you on the team.
Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece. I wasn't sure what the interceptor would do to you.
Вообще.
I wasn't worried. After all, I built the device myself.
I have confidence in everything I built too. But that's because I'll only deal with technology that I understand. Speaking of technology I don't understand, I'll get this holotape to Proctor Quinlan. I'm dying to find out what's on it.
Hopefully, it'll reveal a weakness in their defenses.
That would be the best case scenario. Before we jump to conclusions, let's see what Quinlan's scribes can get off of it. I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted, so it's gonna take some time to crack. After that, we'll have to see what we've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe. In the meantime, I've got a new assignment for you. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project. How much has Maxon told you about it?
Why all the secrecy?
We're pouring every resource we have into this thing. We can't risk tipping off the Institute. For now, the fewer people that know about it, the better. Come on, it's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now the Pridwin might be a big
Ага, я
beast,
тоже в
but
восторге.
she's not built for fighting.
Prime, Liberty Prime.
That's where our new-
С третьего Fallout, так здорово. Как вы, если вы не смотрели мою часть, там первую в дополнительных квестах, там Liberty Prime был взорван боеголовками из анклава.
This storage bay full of parts is what's left.
Вот его только голова осталась и его части. Вот да-да, в столичных лодочках оружие против анклава, его использовали. Он благодаря анклаву был уничтожен.
Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded.
Не получится.
In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
No problem. I'm sure this only looks worse than it actually is.
I wish I had your confidence, because this is not going to be easy. Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working again. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile, and every time we try to feed power to it, it blows itself out.
There's gotta be a way to solve that.
I do all the maintenance on the Pridwin, so you'd think it'd be a snap. As much as I hate to admit it, Prime's power systems are out of my league. Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return to the Brotherhood. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little over a decade ago. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some reason. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system, we can get the big guy moving.
Так, он, по-моему, здесь. Она. Точнее.
You haven't lived until
Attention, this is a reminder. Any recovered historical, technological, or
Даже у меня
social
в Гаррисмоде был
documentation should
Liberty
be
Prime,
delivered
но я его
directly to
потом
Proctor
удалил.
Quinlan.
Этот Гаррисмод.
If you're here to talk me into
Это один
working
из
on
самых
Liberty
высоких
Prime,
персонажей в
you
той
can
игре,
forget it.
который бессмертен.
You promised you'd help us.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty Prime. I've been down this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake twice?
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
And we want to stop the Institute from using its technological superiority as a weapon.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, I'd laugh in their face. But coming from you, it sounds like you actually mean. Tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online, but we'll get it done.
Would it be possible to speak?
Давай неофициально. Ну потом. Тогда ладно, раз не хочешь разговаривать.
Nice work bringing Dr. Lee back into the fold.
Uh-huh. Let's hear a bit more about...
Archer.
Right.
The food store will be ready.
Sure.
Your mission.
Not interested.
Well,
Tegan.
You're looking to pick a fight? I'll help you.
Иди туда, нажал просто.
Set me up.
Got some...
Ну давай мне. Суперохас товар. Ну, газовый лазер где? У меня крышек нет. Сейчас начителем.
No time to waste when there's work.
What brings
to be
you
done.
to me today?
I'll take a look.
He might...
А тут... одна и та же модель. Понятно. Не туда нажал. Просто там... Я нажимаю на кнопку А, но там... Если что, управление немного сменилось.
Watch your step on the flight deck. It's a long way down.
Have you ever fired a minigun? Chews through barrels like paper.
Liberating the Commonwealth is a huge responsibility. But
Proctor Ingram.
Well, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Sorry about that, Ingram.
Don't worry about it. We might be butting heads on a few issues, but I've dealt with worse. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the aggravation. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic actuators.
Sure. Anything you need.
That's what I love about you. You're ready to leap into action, and I bet you don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. The actuators are what allows Liberty Prime's arms and legs to move. Prime's new limbs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct a brand new system using electromagnets, and install them in his limbs. What we need you to do is build the actuators for us.
Now that you know what the actuators are, you need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list. Don't lose them.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty of the raw materials on that list right here at the airport. The only thing we need you to head out and find is a high-powered magnet. According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one is in any of the ruined hospitals around the Commonwealth. We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnets you'll need. They should be back by the time you return.
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb, so you'll need to make a total of 4. Good luck.
А мощный магнит это там. Ну ладно. В общем, на сегодня все. Может и не все, может уже сегодня финал будем записывать, если получится за сколько время, за такое время записать. Всем удачи, всем пока.